Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
Welcome to Midnight Madness! This is gonna be a hot one because I am going against my friend Angus's recommendation to not make another video. But it's just one more, I promise, because the opportunity is too great. Now, a lot of it's very telling and this is gonna be real hot and real mad because I'm talking about two of the biggest idiots in Star Wars, Rian Johnson and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. The opportunity is too great. Now, a lot of you say it's very interesting and very telling that a lot of Jeremy supporters have switched like a light switch from laughing off criticism and exposed videos to now, why you keep talking about Jeremy? Why you keep talking about Jeremy? Why you're becoming the thing you hate? My number one priority is, and what I believe in is, to become the change I want to see. Now, that means no shilling for anyone. So that comes first. And then the other thing that's my top priority is fandom. In making fandom the strongest thing. And you know what, Ryan Kinnell, shout out to Ryan Kinnell, don't let others determine your fandom. That's right, that's what I'm doing right here. But it's just going to be one more video on Jeremy's deleted review. And how he's still doing the same shtick. And the reason I couldn't resist is I'm not mad anymore. I'm laughing my ass off because all I did was call his bluff. That's all I did when he said that he can ignore me and he'll go back to ignoring me. All I did was call his bluff. Yeah, it pissed me off because I knew he couldn't. And I know he can't take real criticism, and I know he bows down every time. I knew he would never join me on a live stream, and I don't really want to talk to him. I just want to tell you viewers what the reality is, because there's so much out there that's contrary to the truth. You know the saying that he loves the most? The truth doesn't care about your feelings. The facts don't care about your feelings. Isn't that it? So the facts don't care about your feelings about Jeremy. The facts are, the reality is, he's a phony. And what I couldn't resist is, Jeremy is a mastermind. And he's just on another level and doesn't understand that he is playing the chessboard and making all the moves on Twitter. And he's not. Listen, he's not doing this. He's not freaking out like a social justice warrior, hiding, making comments, and losing his shit. That's not what's happening. He's a mastermind. This will be my final video on Jeremy's Last Jedi deleted review and his recent exposed. He still can't stop. Because he's a mastermind, he still can't stop. So his recent exposed video, and his excuse was quality, no one was watching it, and he deleted it. Well, if you go back at that time, check for yourself. He has a lot of movie reviews from that time that don't have any views, but they're all still up. Unless he deleted more since I checked last. But he has at least like 8 to 10 movie reviews in that time period. They're still there. They don't have the views. So it's very convenient. But why am I bringing up that? Well, there's also news about Rian Johnson in his trilogy. And this is the other thing. This is the other reason I know Hate Access Media and Access Media are just winking at each other, saying hi to their friends, naming the names in all their videos about articles, constant back and forth. And that's why one madman exposing the truth is relevant. And it's not creating hell, more hell. It's exposing the hell. Get it right. It's exposing the hell to try to tell people so they don't fall in, so you're not a cog in the wheel of the hell of fandom. The menace to fandom. They really are. Stay till the end of this video, because I'm really gonna lay out my reputation on the line, because I said something about Rian Johnson's trilogy before, and I'm going to say something about because really, let's face it, Jeremy has no incentive to talk to this madman, but I'll give him some at the end of this video. And I looked at my pal Angus's tweet saying, you know what, stop it, it's not worth it, whatever. And then I watched the High Council circle jerk, the same old jokes, the same, we're going to do virtue signaling because the other side does, and we're going to make it sarcastic. But it is the same when you don't get diversity of thought instead of just diversity of skin color. Jeremy. And just because you have a mindless entertainment show up on your channel every once in a while, that's not diversity either. So when you signal, look, I got, what do you say? I got a layman on my channel, or I got a African American person to make this video, just because you're sarcastically saying it is doing the same thing, but it's not diversity of thought. And your channel does not have that. Quit fronting like you front everything. Some of you might say I took the bait myself, but Jeremy's saying he's a mastermind in playing chess when he's really just a Twitter whore. He won't get off. You know, I don't go on Twitter much. I just go there to, if you want to private message me and really just talk man to man, that's where I'll talk. Seriously. Talk about anything. I'm here for everyone. But I don't go on there much. I'd have like, I don't even think hundreds of tweets when these people have thousands, like 20,000, 40,000 tweets. And they claim they're there just to have fun. Not like they're not addicted. And this is Twitter culture. And that's what the reason this video I had to do it is Jeremy's behavior with his tweets is just proof that the right has SJWs and NPCs too. But what I'm gonna give to Ryan, to everyone doubting this speculating mind of how I was the only one that told you what's the news coming out today, that Rian Johnson's trilogy, they can't figure out the timeline. I was the only one that told you. And you know what, I like Star Wars only. I spoke with him once in a live. I honestly don't know who's gonna live stream with me again after Angus and after my videos. But one thing I completely disagree with him, he's a very intelligent guy, is official. And I know people, I'm so sick of everyone's doing this. I know official sources that say they were putting together a production stage, and it's for Rian Johnson's trilogy. And they haven't said anything official about his trilogy. And what's the news coming out now is they can't figure out the timeline. Who was the first one? Well, first to tell you Rian Johnson's trilogy was BS to begin with, and then second, even if you don't have feelings against Rian Johnson or his trilogy, you have to look at the reality of the situation, and you can't have alternating trilogies in the theaters because the general audience would go mad. they would go mad like the madman. Like, what? Where are the characters from last year's? You can't have one trilogy episode 1 and then Ryan's episode 1. Who do you release the next year? You can't do it. That's why when the Star Wars stories were failing, they're switching them to streaming. But on to my proposal to, and this is how strongly I feel. I'm just going to end it right now. Rian Johnson's trilogy is not going to happen. But if it does, and I'm wrong, I'm a man of my word. If we ever see a Rian Johnson trilogy, episode 1, directed in episode 1 of a trilogy, not him latched on to David Weiss or D.B. Benioff or any other project, the start of a trilogy, written, directed, and a trailer released, I will delete my channel. If Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers ever makes his Last Jedi review public on Geeks and Gamers YouTube channel for 7 days, I will also delete my channel. Why do I put those two things together? Because Ryan and Jeremy are the biggest jokes in Star Wars right now. And neither one is ever going to happen. Now, Jeremy, you can't do like what you did and follow me on Twitter and follow me a second and unfollow. It has to be up for at least 7 days so I can download that shit. I want to see it. I want to see the glory of you gushing about Rian Johnson's trilogy. I really, honestly, despite my feelings about the Pool Boy, I want to watch the review. So, I'm putting the pressure on. I don't even want to talk to you. I just want to watch your review because I'm your biggest fan. That's what all your sheeple keep telling me on Twitter. I'm his biggest fan. Well, your biggest fan wants to see your original review. And I'm not paying a perk to see it either. A lot of his perks. Here's another thing. You think you're a mastermind and you're playing chess? The reason I thought that you were running an MCN is because I already knew your credibility on the review, and I knew how much you used to maybe not so much anymore after Brie Larson videos, but you used to camp on YouTube for funds from super chats constantly, and how you make fun. You make fun of the situation by saying perks, wham and respecter level, $10 to join your personal channel, $25 for an exclusive car video. Even if you're using it sarcastically, it's still an asshole move. And that really shows what respect. Respect the fandom, not wham and respecter. Respect the fandom and don't treat it like a joke, even if you're not serious. That's why I accused you of running an MCN. And the other reason, even though I wasn't 100% that I threw it out there, is I wanted you to be on the record saying you don't know about it, you wouldn't do it. Because that's the way you're heading. Because you're an asshole. And it's only... Here's the thing that I think I've proven 100% in all these videos, is that Star Wars in the fandom is not your number one priority, but it's mine. So that's what I've proven with these videos. I think that's undisputable. And geeksandgamers.com, even though they're fronting, virtue signaling that they have diversity, how about some diversity of thought and not just mindless entertainment in copying your take? That's what I'm talking about. So that's my final video on Jeremy's deleted video. Let's see if he actually releases his review, his original review. Not some spoof review, the original review. I have to be clear because of all his gaslighting. That's exactly what gaslighting is. And I also might call this the 40-year-old grifter. because he's not a mastermind. He's a 40-year-old grifter. And the reason I keep sticking up for fandom, and I'm not adding to the hell, I'm exposing the hell in fandom. The reason I keep doing it is I haven't flip-flopped. When I made the video about Star Wars Explained in Alex, he was picking on the small guy. When Jeremy was the small guy. And I didn't 100% agree with Jeremy, I still subbed to him, and I still went to bat for him. He's picking on the small guy now. And as much as he claims he's triggering me, go look at his Twitter timeline. It's pretty hilarious stuff. And I didn't think calling his bluff about ignoring me would be so easy. He folded like a bitch. Seriously. So, I know this isn't going to help my channel. I'm doing the video anyway because I want to keep it real and what's really going on in my mind. I thought about not doing it because of my pal Angus, but I thought, you know what? The opportunity is too great to talk about Rian Johnson's trilogy and Jeremy, the biggest problems in Star Wars after The Last Jedi, together, and to tell you what I'll do if it actually happens, and how much bullshit they both are. His trilogy is the same. Rian Johnson's trilogy ever happening is the same amount of BS as Jeremy Griggs from Geeks and Gamer being a mastermind, and not the alternative, a 40-year-old, the 40-year-old grifter, just making another video about they call us racist, misogynist, and homophobic. Yeah, maybe the Access Media did. Rian Johnson hinted at it, calling you a man baby, or the fandom man baby. But even though I have the biggest problems with Lucasfilm, no one actually at Lucasfilm, well, Wendig maybe did, but Wendig's gone. So no one else officially has said that about the fandom, but you keep riding that train all the way through, and you're still saying the exact same thing. Down to the thumbnails, they're reusing thumbnails from when The Last Jedi came out. That's my thoughts. Tell me yours. And I think tomorrow I want to do a viewer video request because I'm done talking about him for now until something new pops up. Or if he releases his video, his real review, keeps it up for at least 7 days because I know his tricks now. He'll release it and then delete it again. 7 days so we can get a good look at it. The real review. I'll delete my channel. I don't care anymore. The whole thing is a joke to me. I really don't care. I tried. You know I've tried in the past. I've tried talking to people I don't agree with. I've made some friends out of it. That's at least something I could say, even though I completely disagree. And it's sad to think that they still respect this loser 40-year-old grifter in a pool house. And that is another topic I want to talk about, is 40-year-old grifters and how they're exploiting young fans. Because when Jeremy went out against B-Level and Iron Inquisitor, I don't agree with them. They're young Star Wars fans. They're in their early 20s. If that. I don't know if both of them are even in their 20s. I'm not sure. They're young Star Wars fans, and that's how you treat fandom. That means you don't care about fandom. There's always going to be an idiot on Twitter. You're going to point at them and make a live stream for 3 hours about it? Yeah, it's disgusting what they said. It's only going to bring in more. I've gone too far on this one. Tell me your thoughts. And this was an episode of Midnight Madness. And all I ask for you is to join in the madness as well. And cash it out in the comments. Talk to me. Say whatever you want to say. See you next time.